Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Scott Reisch of CrimeTalk. And although there wasn't much on TV this weekend that hadn't been seen already, it does make you wonder, why do women fall in love with killers or serial killers? So that's what's on the docket. Let's talk about it. Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Scott Reisch of Crime Talk. Thank you for tuning in. If you like the channel, please subscribe. If you like the video, please leave us a comment and hit that like button and hit that little bell notification so you receive any notification we put out regarding new content or when we go live. Today, I want to talk about why do women fall for serial killers. Now, this is nothing new. This has taken place for as long as we can all remember, but particularly I think it became prevalent when there was the Ted Bundy case. And so did a little research, and there's a doctor that's studied some of this information, Dr. Catherine Ramsland, and she makes a pretty good, I think, discussion in an article that she had written about why do people fall for serial killers. I have seen this personally myself, where I've had clients who are never going to get out of prison ever again, have no earning capacity whatsoever, will never be able to consummate a marriage, but they still have been able to either get married, have girlfriends, multiple girlfriends sometimes from jail. Sometimes it's a little confusing when multiple acquaintances of a client show up in court and you're not sure with whom I should speak or not. It's always kind of flabbergasted me that, I've had friends that are, relatively good looking, they're employed, but they still can't find a date. But yet the guy who's going to prison forever can have multiple women fawning all over him. Makes no sense to me. But anyway, back to Dr. Catherine Ramsland. The biggest thing, apparently, that the doctor found is why anybody would marry a serial killer or somebody who's going to be incarcerated for the rest of their life is that these women oftentimes feel as though they can transform the convict from cunning and cruel to some sort of caring, concerned, and compassionate person through them, that through their contact, they will be able to do that. Kind of along the same lines, she found that there's a wounded child nested somewhere inside that killer, and that he can be healed through a devoted nurturance that only that particular person can provide. It's that whole mentality that somehow this person can be fixed and can be saved, and who knows, maybe they can in some circumstances. The doctor did give a couple of examples throughout her article. One was a public defender by the name of Rosalie Martinez. She was married, had several children, and married to an attorney. She met this particular defendant who was looking at multiple rape and homicide cases, and she described meeting this particular defendant as someone who has just swept her off her feet. She gets divorced and marries this client that she had to show the plight of people incarcerated. Makes no sense to me. I'm going to assume that their marriage was over and they both moved on, but we'll leave that one right there. The most prolific was a woman by the name of Carol Ann Boone. This was a girlfriend and ultimately the wife of Ted Bundy. She ultimately married him as he was basically going to the death penalty, the death sentence. But she, for years, maintained his innocence, and ultimately, when she did realize that he was in fact guilty, she kind of disappeared. But for years and years, she maintained his innocence and how he was being railroaded unnecessarily. So it happens all the time. I think you have somebody when they are a little more handsome, so to speak, and they look good on TV, people get seriously interested in that. And that's another reason that Dr. Ramsland discusses in her article that she talks about the media spotlight. Some people want to emerge from complete anonymity that maybe they're experiencing in their life, and this is a one way for them to kind of get out there, be somebody, let people know who they are, and who knows, maybe get a book deal. And obviously, it's a little self-serving and perhaps even a little narcissistic as well. Another couple areas that Dr. Ramsland discusses in her articles are that women, according to the doctor, not me, want their men to be bad boys. And what better way to have bad boys than someone that's strong and go-getting is somebody that's committed murder, that's going to be in jail all their life. Some people just are drawn to that. They want that strong, powerful male figure because there's almost a certain risk involved. Now, she also discusses that sometimes this is a way for women to have a relationship with a man, perhaps even get married, so they can claim they're married, but they don't have to deal with the day-to-day situation of going to, fixing dinner, going out, entertaining him. Really, it's a couple hours on the phone, or maybe you take a visit once a week or once every couple of weeks to go see this individual. So you get the companionship, so to speak, without all the obligations of a real relationship of keeping it alive and vibrant and dealing with those mundane things of life and marriage and relationships, such as making the bed, doing the dishes, mowing the lawn. And so they find fascination in that as well. Personally, it would seem as though there's other ways to do this. If you want to keep in contact, perhaps be a pen pal, but to get married seems a little unusual to me. But, who am I to judge what other people would need to do to make their relationships, their lives better? I guess if it makes them a better person and they think that they're being a better person, go for it. It just seems like it's kind of a dead-end road. So having seen this phenomenon myself through my private practice, as well as the information that we can find from Dr. Ramsland, a lot of people I've seen in the comments be very judgmental as to why anyone would go see, for example, Chris Watts in prison, basically join his fan club. It doesn't make much sense to me, but I think Dr. Ramsland, explains that basically these people are looking to help somebody, fix somebody, maybe provide somebody hope and bring them to perhaps a better place someday, maybe make them a better human being. If it works for them and if that's what they think is going to make them a better human being, so be it. But I also understand why people would think it's a complete waste of time to engage with somebody that's going to prison for the rest of their life. But I think as a society, we have to remember these people are still humans, and until they ultimately die, they still need to be treated with some form of respect. I'm sure that will upset some people. Maybe hopefully other peoples will agree. But as we've talked about on this show before, we can agree to disagree, and we can do it respectfully. And who knows? Maybe you'll change my mind. This channel is not about me having to be right and everybody who follows having to agree with me. It's about having a conversation. It's about discussing the issues. That's why we say, let's talk about it. Well, that's our conversation for today. Have a great day. We'll catch you on our next episode of Crime Talk.